So as I promised last time, we went back and I took on the area singles tournament with Kamui and Shishido because to unlock certain characters you need to beat certain tournaments with said certain characters. So I went ahead, played again. Last time I said I needed to use Ryoma to get Tezuka, but I got that wrong. So actually that was me losing to Ryoma and I'm actually using Kamui. And yeah, pretty good to, it was pretty fun because I got to use two of my favorite characters, especially in this game, and managed to get through our opponents pretty easily. And we were able to unlock Ebu Shinji and Taki something other. Alright, welcome to some more Princess Tennis Crystal Drive 2005. This video probably looks really weird since I have the top screen the top screen really big and the bottom screen really small. From the start of the video, I usually do that in the match, but I've had a lot of trouble to get this video to work, I guess. Well, I'll get into that in a sec. We're gonna go ahead and take on the Kantou singles tournament. As you saw from the beginning of the video, I've went ahead and unlocked Ebu, and also I unlocked Taki, I think his name is? Not exactly too sure. And for the Kantou singles tournaments, we're gonna go ahead and use Ebu. Not really much to say about why, just it was either him or what's his name? Aoi? The one guy from that school, the red one. But I decided against that. We're playing against Kaido. Ooh, that's really annoying. But again, we'll get into that in a second. Back to my first issue. This video took me a long time to get to work because there was a Jewish holiday, I think. Yeah, a Jewish holiday a couple weeks ago. And I decided, that's great. I'll get some work done. I'll record a bunch of footage. I'll catch up on a bunch of schoolwork. I'll do a bunch of stuff I had to do. And I decided to do getting footage and stuff and recording, get that out of the way first. But the only problem with that is that the video editing program that I was using, it just completely fucked me over. Like, there's no simple way to put it, but it just fucked me over. I was using Lightworks, which at first I was kind of meh, but I got used to it, and it was really good. It worked, it did everything I wanted to for the most part. It was pretty easy to use, even though a lot of people said it wasn't, but it worked out perfectly fine. And it was great and all. And also it was free. So I didn't have to worry about it, you know, paying a bunch of money. But, let's see, I started working on stuff on Wednesday. That's when I started. It was a Wednesday. And that Wednesday night, they decided to update to Lightworks 12. I was previously using 11.5 or something like that. And it came out with 12. And I was like, whatever. Shouldn't really matter. But it did matter because for whatever I'm pretty sure there's probably a way around it. I'm not too sure. But anyways, first I had to update, which was obnoxious because I was working on something and in the middle of it, it sort of like cut off and I had to stop what I was working on to get the new update. That was one thing. The other thing was, once I try to go back to work, they have a set audio rate, which is 48 kilohertz. And the videos that I was trying to import into the program and edit were 20-something kilohertz, which didn't matter in the old Lightworks, but for whatever reason in this one, it speeds it up to, it changes the audio rate. I keep trying to say frame rate, but that's not what I'm trying to say. The audio rate to 48, which messes up the audio because it speeds it up and it puts it out of place. And there was no way that I could change that because I tried to go into the settings, try to change it. There's nothing I could do about that. Like, I'm sure maybe, possibly, if I went on, check, see if there was a way I could change that, possibly, you know, maybe I was just being dumb and whatever. But when I got it, it was, you know, pissed me off. So I was like, alright, whatever. Let me download the older version and try to use it. That didn't work out because they made me get, for whatever reason, I had to get what's called the skeleton password, or skeleton key. I think it was just password. But yeah, it was a password that I had to get from the company to unlock the software, or technically the project that I was working on. It was locked for whatever reason. I don't understand why, but again, it was locked. So I couldn't use it. So I had to wait, you know, a couple of hours to get the password from the company, which, to be honest, at the very least, they were very quick with that. It took maybe almost half a day, but you know, that's not too bad. At the very least, I got the damn thing. It didn't take like a month or, you know, whatever. But it got to the point when I had to put in the password all the time. Because what I had to do was I had to go into my older version of Lightworks, do all my editing, then close it, and go into the newer version to export it. Because the older version I was using didn't let me export. So I had to go there, do my editing, go back to the new one, and then I can, you know, render the video out. Which was fucking nonsense. But it wasn't really that big of an issue. Because I was like, well, it doesn't really take up that much time. Because I have to close it, open a new one, and the project's already there with all my edits. So it wasn't a big of an issue. The issue was that every time it would ask for the skeleton password. Because I guess, I don't know, it recognized that I was using two different versions. So at that point I was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't give a shit anymore. There's gotta be another way to go around this. So instead of, you know, maybe wasting my time going on forums, going online, find out what I can do, I decided to just cut my losses and just completely do away with Lightworks. And, you know, I had to, unfortunately, switch to a new video editor, which I didn't really want to do because I didn't want to waste the days off I had from school, and I didn't want to try and learn new video editing software because it's usually not the kind of thing you could just pick up in a second and go. So, but after a lot of, you know, painful, after, you know, getting over that one day, I managed to find a new video editing software and we're good to go. The reason this video is messed up, I might have fixed it, I'm not sure. I might have fixed it by now in editing if I managed to, but you know, I'll just leave it for the sake of argument. But this is what happened when, you know, that whole Lightworks thing happened. So this video is just there. And I don't have the original footage to, you know, fix it. I only have the video that's already edited. So yeah, it's just gonna, I'll just leave it like that for now. The later on videos, all the videos after this one are gonna be fine. Well, sort of fine. I'm working on a new template, I guess, or arrangement of like the bottom screen and top screen and stuff. I'm gonna put on the bottom of the screen, I'm gonna have the stats of the players and stuff, just for the sake of it, just to have it there, have something else to look at. And I might move around the bottom screen a bit. I'm gonna mess around with it in the next couple of videos until I get the formula right, or the formula I'm happy with. But now that's all out of the way. That's why I haven't uploaded in a long time. But I managed to get a lot of videos, you know, stockpiled at least. Because I decided to, after everything fucked up, I decided to just, you know, work on the stuff. Once I got the new video, just work on the stuff. No rush. Just, you know, I'll upload it when I can. Because what's the point of stressing myself out? But 9 minutes in, we can finally talk about the actual, what's actually on screen. This is the Kantou singles tournament. We've beaten the Sagaku Ranking tournament with Moshiro. We beat the Air singles tournament with Muramachi. And now we're playing the Kantou singles tournament with Ebu Shinji, I believe. Yeah. Or, yeah, Shinji. Because every time that I would say his name earlier while I was playing this, I kept mixing it up. And I would say... I don't know how I should say, but I would just mix up the two names, like Inji something stupid. That didn't make any sense. Anyways, Shinji's a pretty interesting character. I'm a little upset that they didn't implement it in this game, but the one main characteristic that he has is that he mumbles a lot when he's playing. He just talks to himself constantly about just random nonsense, usually about the game and stuff. But he just mumbles on and on and on and on. That's his defining characteristic. And they kind of did it with that special there, which is a taunt special that gets rid of my opponent's C gauge, which is cool. But I kind of expected him to do it more, especially when he uses his specials and stuff. They somewhat did it in his like idle pose. They have like a little dialogue box that corresponds to him, talking nonsense. Which is alright. As for specials, we saw one of them. The second special there is Kick Serve, which is pretty useful. It's similar to, well, it is. It's not similar. It's the same exact thing as Ryoma's Twist Serve. It's just more technical. The Kick Serve is, serve that bounces and bounces erratically in a direction. The Twist Serve is the same thing. The only thing is that it goes towards your face, basically, or you aim towards the opponent to try and catch them off guard or whatever. Those are two of his specials. There's a giant helicopter. I hope the microphone isn't picking that up. The cool thing about his serve is that you can do the kick serve normally if you press A, or if you press B, you can fake the opponent out and it does just a normal serve, which is pretty cool because your opponent might try to like go all the way off court, try and get the kick serve, but then you trick him out with the normal serve, which is awesome. And his other special is Spot, which is really odd and makes no cohesive sense. But in order to do it, it's really complicated also because you have to alternate from topspin to backspin, I think 4 times. So I think you have to hit a topspin then backspin and do each of them twice, I believe, and then you can use the special. And what it does, it's unreturnable unless your opponent uses their special, but basically your opponent can't hit the ball afterwards. Something about the mixing up the spin causes your elbow to not function. Something stupid that they came up in the series, which it was interesting, but it makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So it's really interesting that they implemented it in this game, which is pretty cool. And that's about pretty much all I can say about Shinji. He has really good spin control and stuff, which is really awesome. But I surprised myself with the angles that I can hit sometimes. And he has pretty solid stats actually. I mean, looking at it now, I'm looking at his super mode stats or whatever. But yeah. I didn't even get to take out Kylo. That sucks. Oh well. That's our first match. Kylo's really annoying because you saw it during the video. He has that snake serve, which I'm going to talk about in a later video. But the snake serve is really hard to play against because the computer likes to spam it, and it's really difficult to know where it's going. But that was a really solid match. Played pretty well. I was a bit worried at first because he's kind of playing pretty well. Using the specials good, but he got trashed. It doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, let's come on. This video, I didn't get to edit it properly, so I'm just here stuck on the screen for a while. Give it a second. Hold on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, we just specials about the same. Server was about the same. Not much to say about that. But moving on, let's see who our next opponent is going to be in the Kantou Singles Tournament, Round 2. We are going to be playing up against. Oh, whoa. We're going to be playing against Ryoma, the titular character of the series. Awesome. And it's really awesome because they actually played each other in the series. But we'll get to that next time. See ya.